Prince Woodville, French culinary expert and bagpipe player, might be our next king. That's not so shocking, my dear fellow.
You know exactly to which article I'm referring, Holmes. How can Farley dare to tarnish your reputation like that?
You know, Watson, that wherever glory walks, jealousy is bound to follow. As for the forgery of the necklace, I suspect that we shall soon be enlightened in this regard. Come in, Inspector Baines, the door's open.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. How did you know I was here?
You are one of our rare visitors who avoids the second-to-last step of the stairs, which creaks dreadfully. And if I add the clinking of the handcuffs at your belt, to what do we owe the pleasure of your visit, Inspector?
Have you read that rag?
Inspector, I assume that you have the fake necklace with you. It's why you're here. Your superiors would like me to examine it.
Indeed. They would like you to confirm or deny putting this fake in the box.
Can't that wait? I must go to the house of Lord Peregrine Maitland, the Bishop of Knightsbridge.
Inspector, can you explain this slander? Has the necklace of the Samoas really been replaced by a fake?
I don't know how the reporter got hold of the information, but it's true. About the necklace, of course. I wouldn't permit myself to question the integrity and honesty of Mr. Holmes.
The necklace is a forgery? Impossible! I saw the Marquis authenticated before my very eyes, before Holmes returned it to its place.
Mr. Holmes, the Marquis believes Osmond Farley's theory. I shouldn't be surprised if the reporter isn't behind all this slander about you. He's a freelancer, well known for his explosive and subjective articles. In any case, the Marquis assures us that you were the last person to have the necklace in your hands.
Let's return to the Marquis's house, Holmes. I'm sure that we'll have no trouble in taking apart this theory.
It is unnecessary. Such allegations collapse on their own, like one of Mrs. Hudson's soufflés. Let us leave the police to solve this problem and turn our attention to the matters in hand.
Perhaps you are right, Holmes.
And the Marchioness?
She is beside herself. Without the necklace, her marriage is compromised. It is the principal item of the young woman's dowry.
What a lovely marriage. Holmes, forgive me for insisting, but don't you want to examine the fake jewellery?
Watson, I have an appointment, and it's out of the question that I arrive late.
It will only take you a couple of minutes. You really must quell the suspicions put forward in this appalling article. If you will allow me, Inspector?
Be my guest.
Very well. This pearl is too small. It is not in its place here. These 3 pearls are of poor quality. This pearl is a different color. Too many defects. This necklace is a fake. This is nothing but a vulgar copy, and at a glance it would appear that the forger has intended for it to be seen as such.
How could we have been fooled by such a blatant imitation? I don't understand.
Yes, how is it possible? Holmes, do you have a theory about this?
I have absolutely no idea. You insisted that I examine the necklace, and I have done so. Now it is important that I keep my appointment. I'm sure, Inspector, that you will throw some light on this affair.
Holmes.
You may accompany me, Watson, if you care to do so.
Goodbye, gentlemen. I'll keep you informed.
Goodbye, Inspector. You mentioned a bishop, didn't you? Oh.
Yes, the Bishop of Knightsbridge. I put his address on our...
All right, Holmes. This bust was used to fool Colonel Moran. The work table, where Holmes analyzes things. Holmes's homemade analyzer. Here is where I write my stories about Holmes.
Have you...
I have found your map.
The police? Already? How did you know?
May we see the Bishop of Knightsbridge?
Yes. Yes, of course. But come in.
What has happened, Reverend?
What?
I don't know. It was last night, I think. I only just arrived, and I have made this macabre discovery. My God. How horrible. I haven't called anyone. How did you know that?
Holmes, look!
The Bishop, appallingly mutilated.
How dreadful.
Mutilated. And killed. He was such a good man. How could anyone be so brutal? Look at him. He is barely recognizable now. How could any of...
They were evidently unworthy children, Reverend. Now do please try to calm yourself and focus, because we will need your assistance. Do you have any idea as to the motive behind this?
I haven't had time to do an inventory, but nothing appears to have been stolen. And anyway, His Excellency didn't own anything of great value. I don't know what else I can tell you.
Note this down, please, Doctor.
Doctor? But you aren't the police?
No, Reverend. I am Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. Watson. We are here at the request of the Bishop.
In that case, I must ask you to leave, and not to touch anything. I must get in touch with the authorities without further delay.
Reverend, when the inspectors of Scotland Yard find themselves at a dead end, which they quite often do, I assure you, then they turn to me for...
Out of the question! I don't even know you! I'm going to call the police, whether you...
It would be better for everyone, Reverend, if you kept your temper. Watson, are you taking notes? This affair promises to be a complex one.
Yes, Holmes. I am keeping a meticulous set of notes. I have created a very clever deduction board. One thing we can be sure of at the moment is that this crime was not for gain. The Reverend has informed us that nothing valuable...
Very good, Watson. Do continue. A bottle of whiskey. I can make out fingerprints stained with blood and dirt. There is blood on this paperweight. The fingers have been crushed and violently struck. A piece of rope that was used to tie up.
His stomach is covered in scratches.
So, these wounds were not made by his... The fingers have been crushed. His forearms have been ripped. Pieces of skin have been torn off.
I'd say that he was eaten alive. Yet I've noticed...
This stove is filled to overflowing.
You have no right to search here.
I cannot leave now.
A surgical scalpel covered in blood.
Closed. The veranda door hasn't been forced.
No! You have...
Perhaps we should listen to him.
Perhaps you should let me get on with this. What? Closed. Closed. This door has not been...
To His Excellency's room. There is just a...
The bishop's bedroom. It is very austere. Nothing in particular here. The picture of Peregrine Maitland, commander of the infantry brigade of Her Majesty's Guards at Waterloo.
The Bishop of Knightsbridge has the same name as his ancestor, an illustrious family.
I am missing some information. Impossible to open. Reverend, I'm missing something. An implement.
No! Go to the devil!
What are you afraid of, Reverend?
I'm not afraid of anything. In fact, I do have the necessary implements, but if I have to give them to...
You can see by his expression.
His mouth is covered in blood, and my dear friend, everything points to this man having gnawed at his own...
That's unbelievable. His chest has been lacerated, I would say, with a... There isn't any doubt. The wound... His chest has been... His feet have been burned.
My first impression is that he...
You! But what...
A finger. Apparently it doesn't belong...
How... This poor man was tied...
To stop him from walking, certainly, but mostly to free his feet. These burns are terrible.
My God, Holmes, this...
Something is missing here.
Oh, yes? And what might that be?
His shoes. Watson, his shoes are missing. a broken phial, and blood near the neck.
What a strange smell. Phew. Chemical components, I think.
Closed. Closed.
You have no right to search here.
Watch where you're putting your feet, Watson. Have you noticed these prints upon the ground?
Well, yes, those muddy marks.
See here, Watson. Footprints can often provide...
Yes, if you know how to make them talk.
It's child's play, Watson. We will begin by excluding the contaminating prints, which are yours and mine from where we came in. I need something. I need something. Hobnail boots like those worn by labourers. Well-worn shoes with an odd size 9. Hobnail boots like those worn by labourers. Hobnail boots like... This print came from an expensive pair of shoes, and it seems recent. It is size 9. Hobnail boots like those worn by labourers. Hobnail boots like those worn by... Size 9. Size 9. Size 9.5. Size 9. Size 9.5. Hobnail boots like those worn by labourers. Hobnail boots like those worn by labourers. Hobnail boot. Hobnail boots. This print came from an expensive pair of well-worn shoes with an odd pattern on the soles. I need something. I need... That's not right. Start again. That's not right. Start. Perfect. We now know that there were 3 crooks. Size 9. Nothing of interest here. Strange but true. One of the crooks was wearing a different pair of shoes when he left here. Therefore, we have 3 men who came in and left again, but one of them was wearing a different pair of shoes from the ones which he came in with.
So, all we have to do is look for a workman who likes Italian shoes.
A whip?
No, it is a discipline. It's a cilice designed to brew. This very pious man must have...
A whip?
No, it is a discipline for self... Impossible to open it. It is impossible to get out. Let us look at our deduction board, Watson. Closed. Closed. This metal rod is... This stove is filled to... a bottle of whiskey.
A broken bottle of whiskey. However, it would seem that the brutes who tortured the bishop...
You have no right to...
I cannot leave... I need something. Nothing of interest here. Hobnail boots like... Nothing of interest. This print came from an expensive pair of shoes. Hobnail boots like those... Hobnail boots. Hobnail... A fragment of stone. Peculiar. I cannot leave now. Let us look at our deduction board, Watson. I cannot leave now. Closed. Let us look at our... I need something. Impossible to open. I cannot leave now. Closed. 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 Let us look at our... I cannot leave now.
You have no right to search here. You have no right to search here. You have no right to search here. You have no right...
Closed. Closed. I cannot...
You have no right... You have no right... You have no... You have no... You have no... You have no...
I cannot leave. I am missing some information. Impossible. His forearm. Closed. I cannot leave. Impossible. I am miss. I cannot leave now. Closed. I cannot leave now. Let us look at our... Closed.
You have no right to search here.
There is blood. This paperweight was used to crush the victim's fingers. The fingers have been... The fingers have been... Closed. 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 Let us look at our... Perfect. It is evident that the Bishop of Knightsbridge's killers were after something specific, and that they did not find it. Reverend, I shall ask you one more time. Open the chest. The item they were seeking must still be inside. It is unlikely that they will let this matter rest. They will most certainly return to finish what they started.
And I'm telling you once more...
Very well. We have reached an impasse. You are a stubborn man, Reverend. Watson, accompany our friend to the police station and alone at last. Now I can continue my investigation. I need something. I am missing some alone at last. I need something. This lock. That's not right. Stop. This lock should be... There we are. It is simplicity itself. There isn't anything much in this room. It must be used as an ink stain, quite fresh. This stain is just on the edge of the rug. Let's see. There is nothing on the floor, yet the ink must... There is nothing on the... This inkwell was tipped over. Apparently, someone wanted to hide this statue. This horse resembles a large chess piece. There is a message underneath. This message was written by a woman. I need some... Impossible. Impossible. Alone at last. There is nothing on the An ink stain. The ink stain on the floor comes from the ink on the rug, but they are not... That is curious. There is something strange on... There is nothing on the floor, yet... That's not right. Start... This last piece should be the good one. It will have to be pulled free. I need some. A packet of letters addressed to the Reverend. They were written by a woman who mentions his illegitimate children. Ah, Watson, you are gone a terribly long time, and Inspector Baines isn't with you.
I'm afraid not, Holmes. We were unable to find him.
Dr. Watson would not allow me to contact any inspector other than this Baines.
My dear Reverend, I notice that you are a chess lover. I trust you will excuse me, but I am never able to resist.
You are an expert at chess.
As you might have guessed, resolving your small chess problem has allowed me...
Letters? What do they say?
Reverend, why hide these letters here and run the risk of the bishop finding them?
Holmes, what's in the letters?
Not now, Watson.
Where else could I have hidden them? My own chambers are too austere. They could offer no cover. I knew, however, that His Excellency, may he rest in peace.
The contents of the Bishop of Knightsbridge's chest interest me greatly.
Out of the question.
I am a gentleman, and it would distress me to be obliged to pass this correspondence across to your superiors.
Holmes, I know that the end justifies the means, but allow me to express some reservations about how you are proceeding.
You say you're a gentleman, but I hear nothing but the words of a blackmailer. The stems that you are looking for are scattered. You have won.
Evidently, as I always do. What are you able to tell us about the Bishop of Knightsbridge's last days? Did anyone come to visit him? Did he seem worried, anxious? Do not omit the smallest detail.
His nephew came to see him yesterday at His Excellency's request. I found this visit a little peculiar because the young man rarely visits his uncle.
Do you know why that might be? Were they on bad terms?
I don't think so. It's rather a consequence of his work. The young man is employed within the arch...
Do you know the reason for his summons?
No, but the conversation was very heated. It only lasted for a few...
Interesting.
I've answered your questions. Will you now let...
I'm afraid not, Reverend. All right, now we can open the safe. Impossible.
You have no right to search here.
Impossible to open it. here we are. I am eager to discover what remarkable treasure could justify such an act of barbarity.
Extraordinary.
This chest is impenetrable. How is it possible? No one other than the bishop should be able to open it.
You open the chest with disconcerting ease, Holmes.
I've seen and heard quite enough.
Catch him, Watson.
What the? But why?
Run, Watson. Hurry.
He's escaped. I hope that your motivation...
It is annoying.
What have you found in the chest, Holmes?
The Reverend was telling the truth. Nothing important was locked inside the chest, apart from a...
So, we haven't...
By the time the police arrive...
We have crossed London at a breakneck speed. We could have knocked someone over, and naturally I had to pay the cabbie out of my own pocket.
Watson, stop complaining. We have to analyze the clues found at the bishop's house. I must analyze the clues. I can't do that. I haven't finished my... I can't do that. I can't do... Fragments of skin. A phalanx. This finger wasn't cut off. Tooth marks, rather deep ones. I'd say of incisors and a canine. Fragments of... I can't... I can't do that. Tooth marks, rather deep ones. I can't do that. I can't do... I haven't finished my analysis. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't... Black and damp earth under the nail. Fragments of skin. I can see something. I can't do that.
Bite marks on this severed finger.
The thieves didn't get what they wanted. When they were faced with the bishop's refusal to cooperate,
And the poor man, whose head was the only part of him not bound by ropes, bit the finger violently enough...
Watson, I am certain that when we have explained the reasons behind... I can't do that. I can't do that. There is something written on this scalpel. I should clean it. I can't do that. How many hospitals are there in the White...
If we count public dispensaries, enough to keep us busy for an entire month. Did this scalpel come from a hospital?
Yes, as the initials WCCH engraved upon it show us. We must think on how best to deal with this. We do not have the time to investigate every hospital in Whitechapel. I have cut a small piece off the rope. A lot of fragments of black stone are wedged in black and damp earth. I can see some. I can see some. I can't. I must compare the samples of Earth. This rope is only worn on one side. I must compare. And if I mix, I can see. I can. I can't. I can't do that. I can't. I can't. I can't do that. Now. I can't. I can't. I can see some. I can see. I can't. I can't do that. I haven't finished mine. I can see. I can see something. I can't. I can't do that. The samples of Earth taken from beneath.
How do you know?
It took just a little water to analyze the consistency.
This soil could come from the bank of a river or somewhere.
The banks of the Thames are clay soil, unlike our samples, so we can rule that out. The nearest mines are 12 miles away, so I would rule that out also. I would therefore conclude your last.
A trench?
A pit. This fragment of stone is very smooth, and it seems. This stone appears to be the same as the. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. This stone is granite, the fragments found in the rope, and this piece of granite. Watson, bring me your register of.
Studying the scalpel has.
Indeed.
I'll get it. Read the paper, Holmes. And this is how my dear friend and colleague treat. General practitioner, hospitals and I have found my.
Good.
I have found my book, Holmes.
Good. Put it on the work.
Here is the section showing Whitechapel. I made several notations on these pages. All we need to do is to find a hospital or a public dispensary.
It's simplicity itself. I haven't finished my analysis. 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 I am missing some information. I am missing some inf- I am missing I am missing some I am missing I am miss I am missing some information. Now I can make the right decision.
The public dispensary number 4661. It's just opposite the Whitechapel Street Cemetery.
Yes, Watson. The murderer with the missing finger must work in the cemetery, or at least visit it. He could have taken a rope, one of the type they use to lower the cop.
And he only had to cross the road to steal a...
I cannot leave now. I need something. I need something. No, it is unnecessary. I can analyze the chemical composition of a substance here. haven't finished my analysis. I haven't finished. I must analyze the clues. Poison, and apparently very virulent. Poison. Discreet, efficient, and only detectable via a thorough post-mortem.
Have you been able to isolate the active components, Holmes?
Not with any certainty. This toxic substance surpasses my own knowledge in the field. It is without doubt the work of an
A chemist and a criminal.
As you say, please find my monograph on poisoners of the last 30 years.
General practitioner. Female anatomy.
According to these documents, Hans Schielmann, no,
Is he at liberty?
happily no, he has been held in the high-security wing of London's Westgate prison for many years now.
Then he cannot be the one who concocted the poison.
Don't dismiss him too quickly, Watson. According to Scotland Yard, the man is exceptionally intelligent. For the greatest criminals, prison is but a mere obstacle. Let's plan a little visit to see Mr. Schielmann tomorrow. I cannot leave now. Perfect. Well done, Watson. Our board is finished. It confirms that the bishop's murderers work for one person, who, amongst other things, possesses a very sophisticated poison. They therefore act for someone more educated than themselves. You remember Wiggins and his gang, the Baker Street irregulars?
Yes, the street urchins, whom you employ upon occasion, their leader.
Yes. Well, I have hired their services again. I have instructed them to find out the address of the bishop's nephew.
I think he's here.
Hello, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, my young friend, have you found the information for which the good Dr. Watson is going to pay you?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, it was easy.
Very well, I understand. Here are a few pennies.
Thanks, Dr. Watson. The man you're looking for lives near Kensington.
Does he live alone?
Yes, but he rents a room for an old lady.
Did she see you?
No, Mr. Holmes, no one saw me.
Perfect. Watson, give our young friend another shilling as a reward for his
Here we go again. I'm falling asleep, Holmes. Aren't you tired?
No, I have an exceptional constitution. I can't remember ever having been fatigued by work. Idleness, on the other hand, exhausts me completely. Go to bed, Watson.
Wow, this is a real adventure. It's exciting. I like it better than made-up stories. I want to know what happens next. Keep reading. I'm going to.
Ah, I want to listen to.
My readers must excuse me if I do not describe in full detail here the terrible images which haunted me that night.
I had a sense that something extraordinary would take place, but I was scarcely... Good morning, Holmes. Did you get any rest?
I did not attempt to sleep.
Have you managed to come to any conclusions?
I think that we might follow 3 trails. We can visit Whitechapel to try to discover the identity of the murderers by making inquiries.
The poison trail seems more important to me. We should perhaps go to Westgate Prison.
Yes, and let us not forget the bishop's irascible nephew, whose I have located each place.
Holmes, let me remind you that we still have not been...
Ah, well, we will just have to hide that small detail. Whitechapel. Let's go.
Here we are in the heart of Whitechapel. Keep an eye on your wallet, Holmes. This area is the highest for pickpockets in all of the kingdom.
Don't worry about my wallet, Watson. It would be easier to move Big Ben than to steal from me.
Or to borrow a shilling from you.
Amusing, Watson. Really very amusing. Can we move on to more serious matters?
I'm listening, Holmes.
Got a shilling, Gov?
No, it is unnecessary.
Queue up like everyone else. They'll only hire the...
Whitechapel Street. We are in one of...
Bucks Row, where Polly Nichols met her death under the knife of the Ripper.
There's nothing...
Here's the public dispensary. This stove is hardly working. That would explain...
Incredible!